Hello, I wrote this piece a while ago, but decided to post it today as my tiny contribution to the celebrations of the 80th anniversary of VE Day. In my work as a professional funeral celebrant, I get to meet lots of amazing characters in their 80s and 90s, many of whom have had their lives touched and quite often shaped by the Second World War. This week I did a funeral for a gentleman who was 70 and he was born in 1954. And I discovered that even though that was 9 years after the end of the war, that was actually the year that we ended food rationing. Please do bear with this story. It starts in one direction and ends in a different one, and I hope you enjoy it. Vintage Voyeurism by Patrick Bell. I have never had an interest in pornography. Like my love for sport, I don't consider life to be for spectators. I've only ever wanted to be involved, not watching from the stands. Thank you. But in the past 10 years or so, I've slipped into a form of voyeurism. There, I've said it. Now that the World Wide Web gives us instant satisfaction to access whatever types of images and footage turns us on, I admit that I've developed the habit of watching pictures online. When no one else is in, and often when the TV is on too, I find myself distracted and multi-screening using my tablet to scroll through classic car websites, and soon find myself carried away from the documentary I'd planned to watch, unable to resist. I have no particular fetish. A slim, feminine European number, a macho, muscular Yank, a rusting barn find, long past its best, but still fascinating and compelling. Whilst in the real world I remain loyal to my trusty family people carrier, the virtual vehicular variety online is irresistible, like a voluptuous and vacuous mistress. I am particularly drawn to those models that were everywhere when I was a child, but now nowhere to be seen. Triumph Toledo, Hillman Hunter, Vauxhall Forenzas and Magnums with their dramatic droop snoops, Morris Marina Coupe, Datsun 127, an early two-door Range Rover finished in the mustard of a gentleman's corduroys. And the Rover SDI, once every sales director's dream car, but rarely passed on the road in the last 20 years or so. And earlier than all of those enormous USA-inspired monsters, the Zephyrs and the Zodiacs. And then there are those mesmerizing machines that were even rare and beautiful to behold back then, the dream cars of my youth. Volkswagen's curvaceous, calming gears, Corvettes, swooping Stingrays, the original tremendous TVR Tuscans, mostly V6 powered, but with just 73 of these tiny cars built with a V8 engine. Like the minimal perfection of the Lotus 7, they weighed nothing and were very effective widow makers. Was life better when cars came with a keyhole to put your keys in rather than having to find somewhere to put them? When optional extras included a chrome handbrake lever and carpet? When your engine did not cut out when you pulled up at a roundabout? When we relied on maps, not apps? When bumpers served to protect your bodywork rather than crumpling if you hit a bumblebee? When you replaced any damaged panels with different coloured versions from the scrapyard and thought nothing of it? When you walked your date or your granny round to the passenger door, opened it for her to climb in, and politely uttered, "Mind your fingers," and closed it behind her, then offered her a travel suite from a tin in the glove compartment, it being the compartment designed to contain your driving gloves when not needed. If I won the lottery, which is unlikely since I don't enter it, perhaps I would fill a temperature-controlled, purpose-built hangar with all those old models in all the colours available. And then I would drool over them in real life, caress their curves, and luxuriate in their velour interiors. On the other hand, I doubt I would. To me, they're not for driving or owning. Not now. Not anymore. They are for sitting on a web page, or in a museum, or at a car show to prompt memories of my uncles, my friends' parents, teachers, football club managers, and adult colleagues at the cardboard box factory where I started work, aged 16. These models were the contents of their garages, neatly built alongside the council houses where I grew up in the 60s and 70s with their perfectly tended gardens. Every car was lovingly washed and polished every Sunday by proud owners, rain or shine, or by the Cubs during Bob a Job week. That's what I really see when seduced by the image of a Mark III Cortina in bronze with corduroy seat covers, or an Allegro Estate in beige with its trademark square steering wheel. The ultimate status symbols of a wonderful post-war generation of proud, hard-working mums and dads, now gently fading away. Having felt the horror of war and the pangs of rationing, doing the right thing and watching out for each other always meant so much to them, and they always meant so much to me, especially during the happiness and innocence of my youth. Thank you.